All right, sir. Let's look at their teams. You see the teams?
Yeah, I see the teams, and
Alright.
the first thing that happens when I see a meta where Metacham is banned is I ask, what fighter are people going to use? And so we see both of these trainers have gone with the same fighter, which, in my opinion, is probably like my second favorite fighter after... Well, no, just purely from an enjoyment standpoint, favorite fighter is Poliwrath.
Nice.
In terms of the meta, I would hazard a guess to say probably the next best fighter after Metacham. That is an opinion given without much thought, though. So if someone wants to challenge me on that, I probably will not argue. But yeah, Poliwrath on both sides, one the shadow and one the non-shadow.
Yeah, I like the version of both the Poliwraths being when they take out Metacham, who's going to be the counter user? Where are they getting that fighting damage, right? Because in the way we battle and all that, we've seen it. There's always a steel typing or a rock typing or a ground typing that is there to fight against those flyers. So that fighter typing is always important. And when Metacham is banned, you look to those other fighters like Toxicroak, like Poliwrath. Poliwrath got so much love with counter now. It's so gross. Like, we all didn't like it when it had mud shot. Now it's got counter. Like, it's an actual fighter. It's here to play. But I take that what you say, and I look at flyers too, because back before Noctowl was no longer in the meta, the flyers, when they get banned, the Noctowls and the Altaris, I look to see where they're getting flyers, and I'm loving the Golbat and the Mantine matchup. That is some great, interesting flyer damage right there that some people just don't get to look at.
Yeah, totally. And I see particularly on MRinker's side, they've got 3 Pokemon that are quite weak to grass, and so that Golbat might become very, very important in counteracting that and counterbalancing that.
If there was a grass on there. Now, here's the fun fact. I don't know if you know this. I'm sure you do because you're season 1. Bullet Seed on Mantine could actually play. I know that's crazy, right? But the wing attack still does the same amount of damage. But if the Firestar is feeling like Quagsire is a thing and gonna be a thing, or this this regular Unifisk is gonna be a thing, we might see Bullet Seed. So let's jump into the first battle of Firestar versus MRinker, as we are gonna get Dragonair into this Golbat. Both of these shadows, that Dragon Breath putting on the damage, but the Golbat has that beautiful moveset of Poison Fang and Shadow Ball.
Yeah, the Dragonair loves being in the lead because with shields up, it can really overpower a lot of opponents that you don't think it should with the power of that Dragon Breath. Now, MRinker is building up to the Shadow Ball before firing that first Poison Fang, and we do get the shield from Firestar. So now both Pokemon are 1 shield down, and we see the Cofagrigus come in. Oh boy, the Cofagrigus is not going to like a Shadow Ball.
No, but it's not a Shadow Ball. It's a bait. We'll see if there's ice in Firestar's veins, and there is! Firestar showing how cool of a ball it is as it was about to take out with Fast Down. Now this could be the Shadow Ball and does get the final shield. MRinker keeping the cool, and Golbat putting down the Poison Fang pressure to get both shields.
So out comes the Unova Stunfisk with Thundershock and of course those standard charge moves of the Mud Bomb and Discharge. A Dark Pulse is not going to do too much to the Unova Stunfisk. It's fine. Look at that. It's just taking it in its stride. And now the second Dark Pulse comes out. That Cofagrigus did have a chance to build up a lot of energy during that Golbat matchup, and it is unleashing as much as it can now. However, with that double defense debuff, this Mud Bomb is going to come in and it is going to ruin Cofagrigus' day.
I mean, Cofagrigus has a great defense stat, and it stays alive with 1 HP in a Dreamfish. Oh my goodness. And now comes the Mantine, like we talked about. Mantine rocking the Aerial Ace and Ice Beam, and I prefer this moveset with the new Mantine because of the Ice Beam being so effective against grass. I feel grass is going to be more prominent, but you also get the Aerial Ace. I like how strong Aerial Ace is now. It doesn't need the Bubble debuff. I don't feel Bubble does enough damage now as a bait move for you, where you have better debuff moves out there, but a Future Sight's going through and takes out half of Mantine's health.
Yeah, that Future Sight obviously doing full damage because the Mantine has opted not to go with the Bubble Beam. Bubble Beam can make Mantine one of the most annoying Pokemon to face in all of Great League, but not to be in this case. Now we see a catch of the Future Sights, that Dragonair sacrificing itself, throwing itself in front of the bullet for the sake of Mantine, and now Mantine has to take advantage of this opportunity and get the job done.
And get the job done indeed. A grass charge move Pokemon, and in the back a ground electric. This is not in Mantine's favor with no shields, and Cresselia takes the W. Great play there by MRinker by bringing in the crest.
Yeah, valiant effort to try and make something happen with that catch, but, you know, with one shield already in play on MRinker's side, and the Cresselia being as bulky as it is, I think that was... There wasn't really too much that Firestar could have done there.
Look, I'm going to get my hat off to that Golbat. Did all of the work in that game. Took the shield, added the bait pressure, set it everything up, but Firestar comes back with catching the lead on the Cresselia.
So now out comes the Golbat, using it as a safe swap this time. The Cofagrigus is staying in for now. Now those Shadow Balls are coming at the same rate for Golbat and Cofagrigus, but the Golbat does have the slightly lower energy move for baiting with. So if MRinker plays that right, then they can get ahead on the energy.
This is real interesting. Bunch of baits all game. Didn't even throw the Shadow Ball. Last one doesn't make the call. MRinker played it beautifully. Oh my goodness, you saw no tap coming from the Dragonair as Mr. Firestar is trying to figure out what to do. Another Shadow Ball's gonna go unshielded, Fish. Oh no. Oh, when all the baits go wrong in go right in game 1 and game 2, you're set with more of a head game. Now it's just all the Golbat and all of the damage. Fish, you just gotta go for the poison thing.
Great Golbat counter, right?
yeah, nothing like a bug steal with fighting fast move to take out the flyer.
Yeah, and so now finally a Poison Fang comes out, and that's the move that's being shielded. So this is not Firestar's day. The Drill Run is going to KO because the Golbat is at such low HP, but man, what can Firestar do at this point with the Escavalier and some Pokemon?
There are 2 full Pokemon, full health, haven't even been revealed yet, and this is a debuffed Escavalier. The thing Firestar has to do is readjust now. Try to get the information of what the third Pokemon is so that they can go back and get into game 3 with the proper headset. The call was correct. They got the lead, Fish. Remember, we had Kofa on Cresselia, swapping the Golbat in and losing it, but now the Mega Horn's coming through, and to return the favor, we're getting excited, but there's still a shield left on MRinker and nothing with the Drill Run.
I mean, we always like to see some big booms.
That Mega Horn's
shield
huge.
left on MRinker's side will make sure that the Stunfisk can maintain that HP and stay conscious for long enough to get the job done against this Escavalier. But look, that could have flipped. If any of those moves,
that did flip. The lead was Kofa into Cress. Golbat was swapped in. Kofa never left. You even said it. Kofa had extra energy, but the no shield flipped it back into Golbat's backup. Oh my goodness, Fish! Oh no!
Oh, here we go. So we see the Abomasnow into the Dragonair. Dragonair not panicking just yet. The attempted catch on the Cofagrigus does not pay off. Now an Energy Ball will come out and do a lot of damage to this Cofagrigus, but it isn't anything that the Cofagrigus can't handle.
No, but you don't want to see the defense fall, Fish, and he gets it with that Energy Ball. Here comes a Dark Pulse to return the favor.
The shield comes up for Abomasnow, so MRinker wanting to hold onto this Abomasnow for as long as possible. It is still staying in though, and with that defense drop, this Weather Ball definitely will get the KO. So Cofagrigus is saying hi and then bye, waving with all 4 of its hands.
Oh my goodness. And that Kofa was swapped in. These matchups are getting wild here. These Pokemon that are getting swapped in are losing to leads or beating leads. It's all over the place as the counter user in Escavalier comes through right before the Energy Ball goes off.
So I think that was an attempt at banking a move before switching out, but that might not have paid off. Or just really wanted to switch advantage. That might have been the play as well. So now the Dragonair comes back out, and this is a much more favorable matchup for Dragonair coming in against the Unova Stunfisk. But if you saw what's in the back, this still is not a pleasant time for Firestar, because that is the Golbat versus the Escavalier waiting in the wings.
There is still energy on Escavalier too, and now no more shields on MRinker. Firestar could flip this. 2 shields fish? We could be seeing Firestar flipping this right here, trying to get to that next Aqua Tail, because it just takes a drill run. Oh no, you need 2 drill runs for that Golbat. It is still full in the deep green.
Dragonair is not messing around. It is going to put up that last shield. Does not want to take that Mud Bomb. Now the race is on. Is it going to get the Dragon Breath down before the Mud Bomb comes out? It does. That is an excellent farm down. And now that Body Slam is going to come out and do a lot of damage to that Golbat. That will help out the Escavalier when it does eventually come back in. And you know what? That Dragonair still got more play in it. The Drill Run is now going to come out. Excellent combo play from Firestar. Firestar is now showing us what they are capable of, and this Golbat is going to try and do as much as it can before that next drill run comes out, but is not able to do so. That last drill run will finish off the job, and Firestar, when all hope seemed lost, played beautifully and scored back a point for Team Flash.
I mean, both battlers lost leads and flipped them in the macro plays, saving the energy or throwing the bait plays. This was an incredible matchup all around by both Firestar and MRinker. Great calls by all of it. I can't wait to hear what the analysts have to say, as we are gonna head over now and see what they saw. Analysts, take it away.
What I saw there was a lot of very interesting Kofagrigus play, which definitely is what piques my interest when I look at these two teams in particular. So a lot of interest there around, as we saw, the Golbat Kofagrigus matchup, which is always an interesting matchup. You have the very hard-hitting Shadow Ball and then the resisted Poison Fang. So an extremely intense bait nuke dynamic, and obviously we saw that play out 2 different ways throughout the game.
Yeah, definitely. And the Kofagrigus just looking generally pretty strong. I think the pairing of Kofagrigus with the Escavalier as well, having pretty just good across the board matchups. I think the Kofagrigus could have potentially it's like one of those, when it came out, it was one of those big, like, super safe swaps for Sylph for a long time. It was just the super tanky, pure ghost type that kind of took over for the Gengar Haunter kind of slot of just being the super aggressive ghost. And this did the other thing. But then the Golbat there, exactly. Golbat gets to play the bait game. Coffin doesn't get to play the bait game. Coffin's just throwing moves. And exactly, like, basically it's coming. You don't really have to way too many options there. And if for some reason the Shadow Ball is super effective, then you're in a bad spot already. So yeah.
Yeah, it was actually something I found rather interesting from Firestar. I believe it was in the first game, was throwing Dark Pulses with Kofagrigus against the Unovan Stunfisk, which is, almost always you want to be just throwing those Shadow Balls. So going for the baits, I don't think they really panned out, but had a ton of energy from that matchup versus the Golbat, and unfortunately just wasn't able to do enough with it. But really interesting set of 3. I love seeing a Escavalier see play. As you mentioned, some of these Pokemon that have a lot of history in grassroots are always great to see come out to play. So really happy with that set.
Yeah, definitely.